Hello, YouTube modeling community. This is Rusty Rotor, up close and personal. There's a haze in here today. Let's see if I can get some backlight to help. Why that's up so high? Don't know. See if that helps us a little bit. I guess it does a little bit. I don't know. Anyways, I was busy yesterday, so I didn't get to make a video yesterday. Almost didn't get a chance to make one today. Well, brand new tires on the truck, tires flat. How many times has that happened? So after arguing with the gentleman and trying to prove my point, and him trying to prove his point that he knew more than me, considering I was working on cars before he was born, he came in and apologized, which, you know, I get the point he was coming from, so it wasn't a big deal. But anyways, they fixed the tire. My new wheels will be here Thursday, so then I can take it in and have the new wheels put, or the new tires put on the new wheels, and we should be golden after that. But we did get a lot done. We'll take a look at both things. First, we'll touch base on a couple things that came in the mail. One is the parts from Revell came. And I'm here to tell you, they're over there, so we're not, it's just the glass. They didn't even seal the box. It's just one of those flip closed boxes. I don't have one laying around here, but, you know. They didn't bother putting tape on it to keep it staying closed. Anybody could have knocked it open, the glass could have flew out, and then I've been waiting and waiting again. But it did make it safe, so thank you to Revell USA. That was quick. They said it'd be 6 weeks. It really only took a week and a half. So kudos. Now I can get the Pro Street Mustang done. If anybody knows, without me having to go search, because I can't remember when the Pro Street group build, the deadline is. So if you could put it down in the comments for me, that'd be great. So yeah, we can get that finished, and then we will move the 53 down to where the Pro Street is once that's done. Again, I'm going to take my time. I'm not rushing it. We'll put a couple pieces together, leave it be. A couple pieces together, leave it be, so on and so forth, until it's all done, and then we'll review the final thing. The side project, we got a lot more done. We'll take a look at it here in a second. First was mail call. There's a crap ton more coming, guys. It's just going to be intermittent over time. But we got our new paintbrushes in. Now, my wife bought these for my daughter, and let me look at them, and they're beautiful, wonderful brushes, nicely packaged, very nice, high quality. They are a little pricey. They're not horrible, but you get a wide variety, angle, straight, all the way down to a detail brush. These are, get the new specs on. I'll give you a little information in English, preferably. Where the hell is English? Every language on here but English. What the hell? Why am I going to follow you on Facebook? You can't even put English. Anyways. Work with various paint mediums, versatile, suitable for canvas painting, model painting, rock painting, body painting, craft painting, etc. So there's a big, wide variety in there. And you can see all the different, there's more than this in here, but these are the brushes. So you can, that's probably like from looking at it, is probably a 0.0, maybe a 0.0. I don't think it's fine 0.0. This is a 0.0. Yeah, this is one of my more expensive brushes. This is a Zooting artist brush. These were like, I think like $30 for the set. And I've got them, most of them are over here. A couple are here, a couple are there. Just various sizes for what I use them for. But these will be solely for the dioramas and mini painting. When I say minis, I mean Warhammer. This is the complete set of Space Marines, not the ships and stuff like that. It's just the soldiers. I've been itching at the bit to start putting them together and detail painting, but I got paints that are on the way to paint this with. I'm going to use the slap chop and speed paint method on them. I like that look. It's kind of cartoonish in a way, but I like that look for those little minis. So we got those. We got these. We know everybody knows it was the weekend. I picked up. Oh, let's see how we can do this. Let's take you out of here. I'm going to turn you around. So you can see I got those 3 containers and all those little containers inside. Now I've spent the whole weekend putting gravel, dirt, sand, different, substrates in those little containers for dioramas. I bought this little thing. These work great, by the way, guys. I'll show you right there. You get it all junked up. You just throw it away. You're not wasting a lot of money. I could go run this underneath water and clean that off because it's styrofoam. And I may eventually do that when I get low on supply. But you can see there's our purple flowers. And we got some green stuff here we can make some shrubs out of. Whatever. Add that in with this to add the foliage. We got... This is using tea bags. I've got... Oh no, this ain't the tea bags. This is shrub material. I grind it up. And then this is like a material you use to plant a seed. So it gives me some earth. And once it stops raining, I can go outside and get some more stuff. This is our tea. You shake it up. It hasn't been stirrer shaken since I've made it. But this is just using tea. Yeah, here's where you can see it. It makes it look like ivy. So I got a light and dark, and then a dark, and some light spots in it. You just sprinkle this on your vines, and it'll look like ivy. When you're all said and done. So I made up 2 batches of that for this diorama. And then we've got our red flowers made. We will have to run this through dye again one more time and let it dry out. But it's almost there. The purple I like that shade of purple. It looks really good. There's a lot of light, low lights, dark light, darker highlights in it. So it's going to be perfect. And then again, all these are filled with balsa wood, plastic, building material, blah, blah, blah. So you can never have enough containers. Now is a place to put the containers, which will be underneath as we finish each diorama and use up the materials that we have for that. There's our extra sponges. We've got little skull heads to use on the bases. There's a company giving away bases for free that are already finished, so I'm going to use those for these Warhammer ones, and I'll add a few skulls and maybe tufts of grass more to really boost them up. But things like this was inside of something. This is perfect. You can use this for a floor inside of a diorama and age it up. Make it look like tile floors, or just use it for the cardstock, whatever. But I have that underneath there. Here's our string. This we can make vines out of. We'll use it for the clothesline. So on and so forth. We have boxes with balsa wood in it. We've got our sand grout mix. We keep it in a Ziploc bag. You keep it moist. I just add water to it every so often, stir it up. It lasts quite a while. The wet sponges are in the Ziploc baggie as well. What else do we got? You've already seen the chain. We picked up a little brush. It's just to kind of clean up areas, especially when I'm using the Z-Force wheels. They get a lot of dust down in the treads while I'm building, and I like to knock the dust out of them. It's really super soft. Excuse me. We picked up some clay tools. excuse me, a big ball at one end, a small ball at the other to make grooves in. There's 3 different tools with that. We got some nice new spatula. I use this to apply the grout on the wall I'm getting ready to show you. Excuse me. And by the way, this tool sucks. Don't buy it. I mean, maybe once I sharpen the blade, it'll be okay, but the blade is very dull, so it's not serving me any purpose right now. We also got some, I don't know where they're at. Yeah, put them in. Oh, here they are. Some spreaders for spreading terrain or whatever we need to do. There's 3 different ones. A rounded one, regular, around that corner, and then a grooved one. So if I'm trying to glue something down, I can use this to beat up the glue. Those are always handy. Spreading Bondo, whatever. And then we got some plants done. You can see these were little wooden pots. Some of them still need another coat of paint. But we went ahead and got some plants painted. We're just using little from like aquarium plants. Break off a little piece, shape it, cut it how we want it. Those back there are this one right here. We did paint underneath the leaf and on top of the leaf. These 2 plants, whoops, sorry guys. These 2 plants are the exact same plant, just painted different to resemble different plants. Same way with this. This one and that one is the same plant, just painted different to resemble different plants. But all these will sit in the courtyard and on the steps and the balconies and windowsills and everything else of all these buildings when it comes time. Now, will I use all these? Probably not all of them, but we will use quite a few. And I have a lot more of these little fake plants to paint up and make them look more real or more realistic. This was our test print. Trying to get the printer back up and running. The only thing that failed was the back of his head didn't completely print out and round off, but we shaped it a little bit, and the position he's going to be in, you're not going to see the back of his head anyways, but the rest of him turned out perfect. I've got the first coat of contrast paint on him. It's just a little boy running. Get it to focus. You can see the detail on his face. Come on. Give it a second here. There it goes. A lot of detail. But we got the first coat of contrast paint. His little dog, it's a Chihuahua. We still got to paint him. So as things come in, the colors I need, then we'll get them finished up. And then we got the whole wall rocked and coated, and then washed off. Take all the excess off. You want to leave some. It gives that nice aged look, especially once you start doing all your layer work as far as paints and washes and all that. Recoated the woodwork. That is all real wood. Up here, this is the one we were talking about. Let me make some room here. That gets the trellis up right above the windows and across this side here. So I have to put a post in the center, a post on this end, and one against the wall in the middle and against the wall in here. So I'll have to remeasure for the railing for Ernest, for him to make him fit. Even if he's got to make him a hair longer, I can cut him down and put him between the posts. And then the purple flowers will be planted in a big flower pot here, and they'll be vined up and over top of the trellis and hanging down, and so on and so forth. And then we'll have the blue shutters on the windows. They do get window sills. Hopefully I have enough room. I can put a little table and chairs out here on both sides. And then the people sitting out here and enjoying the afternoon, evening, morning, whatever it can be. Both doors will be blue. This is the blue building. It goes back here on that building, number 1 and 2 building. So it's there's 3 units in that one. So 3, 4, number 4 and number 5. And like I said, the chain will come from the face of this building face of that building, off the side of this building, and off the side of that building back there, to hang the light over the courtyard. So, that being said, let me get a drink. What else came? There was something else that came. Oh, I got these little cups. Turn you around. These little cups, just to put clean water in when I'm painting. Keep washing my brush out. Have a dirty one, a clean one. Constantly rotate them out. I will rewash those and keep them. They were $1, for whatever, a dozen of them or more. And then I got these. Same principle. They're low, so I can put little drops of paint down in them when I'm painting a car or a truck for any detail painting. I can just reach in there and then I can clean it out with whatever I need to. I've tested these against thinner and water and alcohol. It works fine. So, another buck there. Actually, I got enough. I split it between here. Oh, I got to split these up. I don't need all these here, but split up some here. And all the workstations, I bought 2 packs, so I got enough to spread out and have multiple. So I don't have to worry about this little metal ones getting dirty all the time. I can just clean them, put them up, and use these and use them until they're no good and throw them away. The metal ones I'll have forever. So we did get those. Again, here's the chain. This is what will hold the, with my finger against it, you can see how small it is. Even if I put a character up there to it in his hand, it would be a small chain, to paint. But we do have a lot of other things coming in, guys. It's really cool. Specific pieces just for this diorama. Some of it will be used for other dioramas, and we will see that when it comes in. Let's go over here real quick. Scoot back without knocking anything over. All right. We're time. There you go. Metal foil time. The glare is horrible in here today, and I don't know why. Let me get the tripod up here, and we'll take a look. It's even horrible over here. I don't know why. Let's see if more light will take some of that out. Not much better, is it? Sorry, guys. The quality is poor. Let's take these off right this second. So let's talk about this. Like I said, this is a project for my niece and her boyfriend, the ones that do my editing. Just kind of a way, an extra way of saying thank you to them. This was a kit he bought, and then looked at it and was like, yeah, no, this ain't for me. Which, that happens a lot. I wish he would have at least attempted to try it. It's a very, very good kit. Can't say enough about it. It's the AMT 1967 GT350 Shelby. And it is the newer release. I can't see the date. I got too much piled up on the box to flip it around. But we'll look at this first. We've got the chassis, the suspension, the ride height, and all that set. We've got our brakes and calipers on there. We got our decals on the rotors, or on the calipers. These do say Brembo. Here's a little FYI. I hear a lot of people boast about using whatever it's called. It's like flocking, but it's in a little jar. What is that stuff called? Oh, I can't remember. Either way, it works well on some things, and some things it does not work well on. I don't get it. And I've primarily found that out with using the black. I laid the glue on heavy, and it's still, there's patchy places on there. It's hard to see in the camera, but you can kind of see up on the trans tunnel. There's some patchy areas, so I gotta go back through and add. I think what I'm gonna do is coat this whole thing in glue again, and I'm gonna use regular flocking, and see what that does using embossing powder. I've had good results with the embossing powder, and I've had quite a few bad results with it too, versus using the regular flocking like I showed you guys in the past. But I'm always up to trying something new and working with it a little bit and see. First few experiences was very well, and I was like, hey, this is it. I was only able to find red, gray, and black, so there are not a lot of color options there, and it is pricey. But you live and you learn. So we'll go back and we'll recoat this, knock all the excess off of it, and recoat it, and then we'll put new flocking down. Same way, there's a little section up in here that's got to be flocked. But this is ready to go. So we're all done there. The engine is right here. We'll take a look at it. It is all done, detail painted. The only thing I haven't done yet is put the carburetor on. We got our coil here, and we got it drilled for the coil wire. Our distributor is in. Our holes are drilled. We just got to cut our boots and run our wires. Then we'll put the carburetor on afterwards. I want the fuel line to hold the wires down over here on the passenger side of the engine. Everything's, like I said, there we go. A little better look there. Detail painted. Got a few more things to touch up. Nothing major. But, fully, even the linkages, that was a separate piece. That's all detail painted. We did a little black wash on the engine and the trans. So it looks really good. And using the kit engine, I know it's going to fit right in there. I'm not going to have any fitment issues. Tires and wheels. We decided to use some Fireball Motorworks decals this time around. These tires were just screaming for some raised white letters. So this is what we got. After it's said and done, that's one back wheel. There's the other back wheel. Oops. And here's the front wheels. So they're done, and they're ready to go on. So today we'll probably get those on and let it rest. That way it sets. It's not doing any three-wheel motion stuff. We know the chassis fits in the body very well, so we're not worried about any wonkiness happening. So yeah, we got those down there ready to go. The radiator hoses are painted. I got to do a little detail painting on them. And then once we marry that engine in there, we'll get those and the radiator in and get them all married up. Heater hoses, I've not determined how to run them yet. I do want to put heater hoses in it. So I still need to drill some holes back here. I kind of got to do a mock-up with the engine in it and see how much space I have and where to drill. But, that's no big deal. We've got our decals all on the body. See, actually, hey, I said these were high-quality decals. And they are. They're so good that as soon as you put them down, no matter what you're using, they stick and they hold pretty good. I used a little microsol, and they softened them up in the areas that needed to be. So we got those on there. You can kind of see that fade in the paint job of it. It's dark. It's darker in the shadow areas. So I really like that. At the end of the day, it's my build, and I am building it for somebody else, but it's coming along really nice. Very, very minor flaws, which always happens no matter what I do. But we are smooth as a baby's butt. We are ready to go to clear coat. We got our front grille. We got our emblem in there. Now where the decals began, that was a different story. We took white acrylic paint and we finished the stripes off. Wrapped them down over and up underneath, down on top, and down underneath. The hood, the same way. We finished off, since we opened the vents, we carried the white stripes into the vent, on top of the vent. We finished them off. We just got bare metal foil, which will cover this up right here. And then we'll have to paint the black on the wiper blade itself. But the only chrome is, around the windshield, the side windows, the drip rail, and the door handles I think I'm going to freehand paint those. And then the back window trim, and we got the bezels around the taillights to do. You can see we hand painted that. Is it perfect? No, it's not perfect, but it looks really good. And once it's clear coated, it's going to look even better. As far as noticing decal and acrylic paint, my acrylic paint, I thinned it so it laid very smooth. It's not rough and where you can see brush strokes. I did get a little bit back here that way, so we'll reach in there, we'll sand that just lightly with 3000, maybe 4000, and smooth it a little bit, wipe it out, clean it, and then we'll take this clear coat. We do have the headliner painted. So once we get out of, once we do the bare metal foil, then we can take it to clear coat. We'll get it clear coated. We'll check it after the first coat. I usually lay about a coat and a half. And we'll check it, level thin or clear down even more, and then we'll spray it the rest of the way out. That way it can level. We'll put it in the, as Matthew calls it, the incubator overnight for 12 hours, and we'll let it cure it. It works really well. The next day I can get it right out. I can handle it, no big trouble. And just so you guys can see, there it is, the hood prop. It does function. It's been painted. I do have to put a coat of varnish over this so it doesn't wear the paint off of it, because there's a couple of spots I got to touch up that has been. And you can see it's not straight, and it's not designed to be straight. It kind of humps up and comes down, and humps up and flattens out, so it stays down below the support here. And it does. And then we put that little piece of styrene in there, and it's the support that holds it. Get up there close so you guys can see it. A little tab. You can see where it mounts there. So very functional. Looks nice. We got to paint our chrome bezels around the fog lights. And then the headlights and everything can go in with no problem. It's a little tight here, but no big deal. We'll get them in. And then once we polish this out, then we can marry this to the chassis. It's going to sit primarily, the tires will be right to the top of the wheel wells. Like I said, I did sand on the inside to thin that down a little bit, to create just a hair more room, just for comfort. And that seemed to do the trick, to let this come right down where it needs to be. But overall, super happy with this. The chin spoiler, it will be gloss, but we will come back with matte varnish and go over top of it and tone it down. The grill is kind of shiny black plastic, so we'll probably just leave it alone. Same way in the back. Even though Shelby's did not have this, I like that black trim back there, so we're leaving it on both sides. And then, like I said, the bezels will be chrome. There's got the chrome gas cap that goes in the middle. It'll cover up all this whatever inside there. The interior came out super nice. We'll pull a piece of it out here. Show you one of the seats. Oh, here, they're right here, so I can show you these two. The dash is all done. I looked online, and believe it or not, there's a Shelby with this color interior. So I was like, holy crap, never knew that. So we painted to match the picture we had. It has a black dash cover on it, and then the interior color below, and it's a matte aluminum stainless steel look on the face plates. And we'll get up close, you guys can see we added our own gauges, and then we put our little, you can see, made our bezels, our lenses over the bezels. The only thing we got to do is touch up a little bit of the chrome. This was an AC car, so we added the vent over here on the side, and the vents in the center of the dash. And those are they are slicks from Slicks. Gives you options of dash vents and all that stuff on there. And it, you know, along with the kit decals, it really looks good. Everything's defined, nice clean edges, no sloppiness. I mean, I can get up there as close as I can. I'm trying to keep. The detail for the indicators, the green here and over here, was so prominent I was able to hit those with a 00 brush. I painted them chrome first, and I came back with, to me, a clear green right over top of them. Looks perfect. When you're blowing it up, it really plays the part. There's one of the seats. We painted the chrome trim around. You can kind of see it shiny. Boom, boom, boom. A little emblem in the center. The seat belts will be black. So it will get seat belts. There's our trunk deck. We just continued by painting the edge of the stripe there, and the decal came right up underneath where it needed to be there. Once this is cleared, we will come back and recoat this to give it a matte finish. The base is a matte black, so we have to carpet that too, and I forgot to do that. So we'll get that flocked as well. The back seat is a multi-piece deal. I just haven't figured out if I'm going to have the seat folded down or the seat upright. There's the door panel. It matches exactly like the picture. I think in the picture, these were black up here, and these are separate pieces between here and this lower piece on the quarter. But I went ahead and left those beige because the headliner is black. I don't want to get too much black that overpowers, the interior. But you can see everything's nice and clean. We panel lined the cracks to represent, negative space. All the trim around this is chrome all the way down and around. Chrome trim around the flat aluminum plate here. Chrome handles. The little light. And we got a little light back here. I think this is a light up here also. I painted it white, so we're calling it a light. And then we black washed up in those vents up there. This normally would be where air comes in from the side gills. So we got all that done. Our exhaust is painted. I think you guys have seen that already. We just got a little more detail painting to do on it. No big deal. We've got our master cylinder and brake booster painted. Got to paint the cap on the reservoir here. We got to do a little detail painting on the battery, add our wires, and that will be done. We even added gauges to the little under the dash. It goes like this. Gauge cluster. That's very hard to see. Yeah, there is gauge faces in there, and then we lensed them also. I don't know if it's going to show or not in this video. The roll bar is steel. We left the little, I don't know if these are supposed to be headrests or what they are. We left them a flat black. We may go back over and paint them to match the rest of the interior. Being up against the headliner, it'll disappear. So we want that to still pop out. I got to drill the holes. They're here. You can see it there. I just got to drill it all the way through. So the roll cage goes into there, and then it sets right here on the corner. Normally in a real car, it would go down through the door panel and mount to the wheel well or the frame of the car. It's a model car, guys. It's not going to reveal all that detail. We decided to use this as our front license plate. Just says Shelby. And I do know there are different states on the tags. No big deal. And we have our rusty rotor for the rear. So our tags are done. Yeah, here's the back floor pan of the trunk. You can see I've already got it matte black. I just got to add the flocking, so we'll leave that out so I can get that done. Our air cleaner, we cut out the bottom to allow the carburetor for it to clear the carburetor, since we're using an aftermarket. It's a Fireball Model Works. They have great carburetors. If you guys are ever looking for that really authentic looking carburetor, check out modelworks.com or fireballmodelworks.com and hit him up, because he has some amazing products. But we got the air filter painted white. We will black wash out a hair just to add some of that detail in it, and this sits right on top of the carburetor. No issues. And we black washed where the wing nut is to resemble that. You guys have seen the carburetor already. I still got to do a little work on it. We got our coil springs right here for the front. Remember changing the ride height, we brought the bottom up. We left the top alone, so these will fit right in there like they're supposed to. And then after that's all said and done and clear, we can get our glass in it. We'll marry our, I made the hinges for the trunk. I love kits that already come pre-opened panels, like doors, trunks, of course the hood. As I'm talking to you, I'm trying to put this on without scratching the paint. There, slides right on. And it lifts up exactly how it's supposed to. Closes exactly how it's supposed to. Stripes line up. If you look down the body, stripes line up. There we go, you can see. And even if I put the hood on it, you can see where I painted in there. Continue to stripe down right underneath the lip. Brought it in right up underneath the lip, underneath the hood. So the stripes continue on. So there you can see. Everything lines up right. Now, yes, I could have masked this off and sprayed this and had probably a little bit better finish on it, but, it is what it is. Now, the hood pins, this is the only thing, be warned about this kit. Where they have the hood pins, comes into negative space right in front of the grill. They should be back a little bit, so where they go down into the top of the support here. But what we're going to do is our pins are going to be stopped flush with the bottom of the hood, and the pins will just be sticking up out of the hood itself. We'll put our little pins in. We drilled holes back in each corner to run the wire through, and we'll attach it back here somewhere. So all we have to do is pull the pins out, and you can raise the hood up and prop it up with the hood prop, or take the hood off altogether, and you'll have that look. But yeah, overall, great looking Mustang. Very proud of this one. And it's going to some good people that'll put it in a display case and they'll cherish it. So I'm kind of happy with that. And that's really it, guys. 37 minutes here, about 10 minutes longer I wanted it to go. Thank you to all my past, present, and future subscribers. Again, sorry about the glare in the shop. I don't know if it'll be on the finished product. We'll try to clean that up a little bit. But I hope you enjoyed the new products that we got. And we'll review as each of that stuff comes to the mail. There's a lot. I did one big order. Kind of blew my wad, so to speak, and got a lot of stuff. A lot of different paints, items for the diorama. Just overall, stuff that I know I'm going to need. And then we've got should be here by Thursday, so we'll review it Friday, a new shipment from C-Force Model Works. So thank you in advance to Ryan Jones for sending those wheels. They, again, guys, it's like Christmas morning, truly, that when I receive these, it's like, oh, because, when you have over 400 kits and your mind starts running wild and you're trying to decide, well, you don't like the kit tires and wheels, of course. It's nice to have a selection, even if it's only 2 or 3 sets of wheels to choose from to put on your beautiful build. Now, I do have more than 2 or 3 sets, but usually when they come in, they are something I've already been thinking of or I need, and I've already talked to him in advance, so he's sending them to us. Or, it's just new styles like he's designed and he's putting out there, which are what these are. And they'll go fantastic on pretty much any build I want to do, especially 2 of the sets. I already know what I want to put them on, so that comes in handy. And I get to share them with you guys on here, and give a few sets away here and there, in hopes that you like them so well that you'll go out and buy you a set or 2 or more. I like to say be like me, but not everybody can do that. I'm addicted to them. They're like crack to me. They are so amazing. I mean, look at that, guys. Let's get up. Let's take a second. Well, let's look. If just by adding a decal to the tire, a little hand painting, a little black wash, and some varnish, what you can achieve. The chrome lip, the bronze center with black trim, chrome knockoff, and the back of it's bronze as well, and the decals. Now these decals are really cheap. They're only a couple bucks, $2 or $3 through Fireball. So, and he has a whole slew. So make sure you choose 1/24th and 1/25th scale when you go to get them. Now I have used the 1/24th on 1/25th and vice versa. They do fit. They don't look 100% correct, but they are really, really, really close. So it's not a big deal. But if you're building a 1/25th scale model, get the 1/25th scale decals. They are, here's a little disclaimer, they are fiddly. They do break fairly easily. I'm not the best with decals, so it's just going by my experience. But they piece back together very well without really noticing. You can see not on this one, but one of these is split into three sections, but it went right back together, no problems. And sometimes it's easier to work with in little sections. I put a varnish over the wheel first, or tire, a satin finish, and then I let that dry, and then I put smooth little water and decal set around on it, and then I'll push my decal off onto it, and then I just use water and move it to where I need it, and then I dab it with a Q-tip, and I let that flatten out, and I look at it. If so, I add a little decal set to it, microsol, red label, and then I'll let that all dry really good. Then I come back with that satin varnish again. That'll seal those decals in. Then, if it's too shiny for your liking, you can come back with a matte varnish and come over top of that again, and that'll dull that back down and be none the wiser. But on Ryan's tires and wheels, I mean, once you've painted them, you don't have to scuff them. You don't have, unless you're just, representing you've been on a dirt road, then, you can use a little powder and dusty the tires up and have that look. But, it's just taking one of his sets, not intended for any one particular thing, matching it to the car, what I thought would look the best, and you can't tell me that those, let me get it in there straight, that's about how it's going to sit. Whoops, oh, come on, Rick, get it in there. It's going to sit just about like that. So if you're looking at it, the back tire is right there on the wheel well. You look aside, look at that look. The colors is what does it. It's the bronze and the orange. The candy tequila sunrise over top, which we only sprayed where we want heavier, I should say. We only sprayed heavier where we wanted it to be darker. And this video is not going to do it justice. Hopefully when we do the finished video, it'll be in the spray or the photo booth, and it'll brighten everything up, and you'll get a better look at it. But yeah, really happy with this one. I will be taking this one to Acme, providing nothing goes wrong between here and the finish. Just to be taking it because the theme is Mustangs, and what's better than a Shelby Mustang? If I was to build this again, I think I would open the doors. I think that would be an easy pull off, because it's just cozy wing and the door would be easy to backfill in. And excuse me, with the way these quarter panels are, removing the door cards would be just as easy, and all I'd have to do is fill in about an 1/8 inch of backspace for everything to line up, maybe a little more. But I think if I get this kit myself and I build it again, we will do that. This is the same kit that I used, the older version where the trunk didn't open. I wish it did, for the Oliver Biden project, which we will be finishing up after this one. And we'll still be working on the 2 trucks and the diorama meanwhile. But as far as a build, it'll be the Oliver Biden project, because I do want to take that one to Acme as well. So we'll have 2 Shelbys definitely sitting on the table. And as far as any other Mustangs, there's one possible in the future to build. If it gets here in time, thanks to MGSF, it's designing some components for one. and we'll get further into that when the release date comes on it. I see there is a gap right here. What is that from? Maybe I gotta continue this stripe. I continued it now. Oh. We'll figure that out. But that's just a little touch up. Can't do a video without dropping something, guys. Sorry. Just try. I try. But yeah, the stripes lined up really well on the hood. They could have been a little straighter on the hood. They did get a little wonky, but not horrible, to where it really disgusted me. They're probably not 100% true, but it's just kind of how the decal laid, and I was wanting to keep the distance right here on the scoop and try to keep this gap. I think these two slid in a hair out here on the end. They should have been a hair further apart, but at the end of the day, it looks good. It's hard to tell by the naked eye by just looking at it. On video, it kind of shows it a little bit, but it's not horrible by any means. So we'll get that one bare metal foiled today, and we'll get it ready to go for clear, and we'll clear whatever else we need to clear, if anything, and we'll keep moving on. Next, we'll be getting the engine into the chassis and the tires and wheels, which we will do today also, and then we'll touch base on this again. Usually we don't do an update video on Monday, but we only got a handful of things that came in the mail, so why not? Keeps you posted where we're at. The way you know to keep up with all this, hit that bell notification. It'll let you know when my videos come out. We are striving for the next milestone, which is 1,500. It's not a lot, guys, this time around. We're not pushing for hundreds. Well, we are, but not like we were sitting at 600, I think, when we started that mess, and trying to get to 1,000. It was only 400. We're trying to do. We got 499 more to go. We would have been 1,002, but we lost one somewhere along the way. So that's YouTube playing with it. I noticed that the more videos people watch and the more you post, they'll bump you between 1 and 3, 1 and 5 subs, and then if there's not a lot of response on them, or they just don't do real well, then they'll take away 1 or 2 or more until the video does really well again. So the way we can keep that from happening is you guys flood these comments, the thumbs up, share the videos, get other people interested in them. It's not that I'm any more amazing than any of these other great guys and gals that are out here on YouTube. I'm just doing my own little part in my own little world, and I know a lot of you do like it. Model shows like them. The awards speak for themselves. So yeah, that's a little bit of a confidence booster. Lets me know that I'm doing something good. People are finding it interesting, and enough to take pictures of them, and enough to give them an award at a show. We still haven't got the Holy Grail yet, which is a piece of glass from Acme. We're really trying hard this year. Harder probably than I would ever try in the past. But, I don't know how many more times I can make it to Acme. I like to try to make it every year, but it may not always be feasible. So each time I know I can go, which our room's already reserved, everything's taken care of. It's just up to me now to get stuff built and of quality to take to Acme, and that I'd be proud to set it on the table. I'm pretty much proud of everything I do because it is mine. I don't throw it away because I'm disgusted with it. I may put it back in the box and put it on the shelf for a while, strip the paint off of it, start over, whatever, but I never just throw a model away. That's blasphemy in the model world. So don't ever just give up and throw something away. If you're done with the hobby and you know you're not going to fool with it anymore, give the kit to somebody else and see what they can do with it. And maybe they just give it right back to you. Kind of like this. Your vision may not work. I've had that happen. I've given models away to people where I had a vision. I talked to them about it. They said, oh yeah, this is what we can do. And I give it to them. Let them do it. I've been gracious enough that a couple of them have come back to me, and a few of them they've kept because I did give it to them. So just don't give up. Put it away for a little while. Get a new perspective on it. Start another project. Finish it. and then go back to that one. I've got half a dozen or more that I've started and lost my vision on it. Something didn't work right, and I've had to box it. The 65/66 pickup truck, that's another one. I've got to work with somebody that is good with decals, which is my club president. He's supposed to come over this week. We got another surprise. Hopefully we'll have it for the end of the week. We can reveal that and let him get a good look at it and hands-on and see if they can create the decals to match the roof and the flames on the side and the hood. I'm going to go that route just to save time, because I can mask around the decals and clear coat the decals and make them shiny and leave the rest of the truck matte, and even come back in and touch up the matte if I have to, which I would rather do just to save a little face. You know what I'm saying? I think I will matte clear it first to sink the decals in, and then I'll come back and tape everything off, and then we'll shoot the flames with a gloss finish. That way we get that shiny look too, like the truck has. So we've got options there. If we can do that, that's going to be another one we're going to visit this year and get it done. In between the Ring Brothers Charger, Cecilia the Villain, Shorty, the 66 short bed, and the 53. Hopefully, MGSF pulls this off. We can get that project going. Other than the Oliver Bide project, so there'd be 2 Mustangs, potentially 3. If I can get the gray stang done, that would be 4 Mustangs. So I'm trying to keep it no more than 8 builds this year. It's quite a bit, but it is a nice category, which is trucks and Mustangs. Now we've rambled on even more. See what happens? I go down these rabbit holes. Thank you guys. Again, let me know down in the comments what you think. Flood these guys. I know it's a lot to ask. Watch the videos all the way through. Don't just give a few minutes and then give me a thumbs up and say nice build and move on. That's great and I appreciate it, but take the time to watch the video. I know some of them get lengthy. I try never to go over an hour. But watch it. You may pick up a little tip. You may pick up a little idea. You may, with great products coming like this, you may see something you really like and you need more information, contact me. But let me know down in the comments. Wow, great set of wheels. How can I get those? And I've never bought them from him. That kind of stuff. Then you can email me and I'll send you the link to his website, his DMs on Facebook and Instagram, and you can get a hold of him and get you a great set of tires and wheels if it's something that he produces himself. If not, I'll direct you in the direction of who is actually printing these. In this case, if you really like these are a Z-Force product right here. They're $20 plus shipping. So it'll be about $24, $25 after it's all said and done. You get the tire, you'll get a set of brakes, you'll get the knockoffs, the front sleeve, and the wheel. So it's 1, 2, 3. There are 3-piece wheels, including the knockoff, and then 4 with the tire. And these are 19 by 9s for the front and 20 by 13s for the rear. I had to modify a hair to get these to fit in the back, as you guys remember. I know we're beating a dead horse here, but just keep that in mind. If it's a specific and you don't want to modify like that, let him know that you want these, what are they, 23s? 20s, 20 by 9s for the back. Then they'll fit right up in there because the back ones fit right, or the front tires fit right in the back wheel wells, no issues. And you can get 20-inch all the way around or 19s all the way around, whatever you want. So you just got to contact him, let him know what size you want, need. If you're willing to modify a little bit, then you can go with the 13s or even wider. 14s or 15s would have been flipping amazing. It would have gave that beautiful stance. Now, I would have had to do a lot more work. I'd had to set the leaf springs on the inside of the frame rails. I'd have had to narrow the differential. But I could have got those 15s to fit underneath here and have that nice fat look underneath the back. it's all in what you want. So just keep that in mind when you contact him, and be patient with him. Super busy man. But he'll get them done for you and get them out to you. So again, thank you guys. Mark down at Hobby Net Models. Don't forget about showing him a little love. The pennies on the dollar helps us over the long haul. When I do make an order, we can get some money off the shipping, which always helps. As you guys know, anytime you can save a dime, it's a good thing. Ryan Jones, he just keeps sending us these wheels. That's all I give from him. I'm not financially backed by him. He just supports the channel by sending us his product for you guys to take a look at. Hopefully you get interested in it and you want to get a set. MGSF is kind of the same way. He sends us products from time to time, gives you guys a good look at it. I put them in the build. You guys can see what they look like on the build, and hopefully draws your attention to get you some of their product. So, again, we're going to cut it off here, guys. I apologize for the length, the quality being glary, but I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know down in the comments what you think. Send me an email. I always like hearing about, you going to shows and how you did, and pictures of your models. Paul sent pictures of his daughter. She went to NNL West and she won. Congratulations to her, a female youth builder. That was fantastic. Way to go, Paul, for supporting her in this great hobby. Paul, if you remember, is one of our winners from the 1,000 sub giveaway. I can't wait to see what he does with what he got. And we'll be back, guys. We'll be back on Friday. I don't know when, but I'll try, because the wheels coming from my truck. I'll probably be sitting at the damn tire place all day long waiting for them to switch them out. So until then, guys, this is Rusty Rotor. I'm out.